That day, the atmosphere on the set of the drama Only for Love felt different. Typically, the locations are filled with the director's stern voice, the rotating camera, and the fast-paced pace of the crew. But that afternoon, for some reason there was a gentle warmth that transmitted to everyone. And it all started with one little thing. A tiny white fluffy dog that suddenly appeared on the set. I still remember clearly. It was about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We are preparing to shoot an office scene between Dylan Wang and Bai Lu. Dylan was already sitting in his chair, reading the script with a serious expression, while Bai Lu had just come from the dressing room, dressed in a pastel formal suit that made him look professional but still sweet. I, as the staff in charge of ensuring the property on their desk was in accordance with continuity, stood not far from there. Then suddenly, from the parking lot, there was a small voice. Yip, yip. The characteristic voice of a young dog. Everyone turned their heads. From the gap between the two crew cars came a small white-haired dog, very tiny, probably of the Maltese breed, with a pink ribbon around its neck. He walked around, looking at us with big, curious eyes. "Oh, that's funny." Bai Lu's exclamation was spontaneous, her voice a little shrill but honest. All heads turned to him. Even Dylan, who is usually unusually focused before filming, took a look. The little dog stopped right in front of Bai Lu's seat, staring upwards with an innocent look. Bai Lu immediately squatted down without a second thought, her hands gently outstretched. "Where are you from, he said in a soft tone that I rarely hear on location. The dog wagged its tail quickly, then came closer towards Bai Lu and licked his fingers. A few crew members laughed. "Wow, I think she's in love with Bai Lu," one of the camera assistants chirped. Bai Lu turned her head and smiled shyly. "Who can resist a face like this?" he said, looking at the little dog with sparkling eyes. Dylan stood up from his chair, approaching slowly. "It's so cute, like a doll," she said, looking down, patting her knees softly. "Here, come here." Miraculously, the dog ran straight to Dylan. Bai Lu stared with her mouth slightly open. "Ah, he left me." He was half protesting. Dylan chuckled, his tone of laughter light, sincere, and infectious. "Maybe he prefers tall guys," she said casually. Bai Lu put on a face pretending to be upset. "Oh, that is cheating. I was the first to say hello." I, who was near the table property, held back a smile. The usually stiff atmosphere leading up to the shooting of the scene suddenly melted away. The crew even paused for a moment, enjoying their interaction with the little dog. Dylan was now squatting down, stroking the dog's head, while Bai Lu sat on the side seat, staring with an expression mixed between exasperation and mock annoyance. "She has a necklace, meaning there is an owner," Dylan said. "Yes, but while the owner isn't visible yet, let me play with him first," Bai Lu replied quickly, lowering her head to stroke the fluffy fur on her back. The dog moved into Bai Lu's lap, then looked at Dylan as if defiantly. "Who wants to grab me first?" Dylan laughed a little. "Well, you're cunning too, yes," he said to the dog, but his gaze was on Bai Lu. And that's where it all starts to feel like a sweet scene from their own play. Two leads, one little dog, and an atmosphere that suddenly turns tender. For a few minutes, filming was briefly delayed because everyone was busy laughing at their behavior. Bai Lu tried to feed the dog with small pieces of bread from the crew's lunchbox, while Dylan watched with an amused look. Not much, he said. "I know. I once had a dog too," Bai Lu replied without staring. "Seriously? What kind?" "I had a poodle as a child. But he's old now, living with my family." Dylan nodded slowly. "I also have a dog at home, but bigger. Kind of golden retriever. But if you look at this one, it's so small, you want to keep hugging it." "Let it go," whispered Bai Lu. "If I hug you, you will be jealous," Dylan replied quickly. Bai Lu immediately fell silent for a split second, then burst out laughing. Hey, it's getting better. We all around them laugh too. Even the usually stern director just shakes his head with a smile. Okay, you guys look too good together even before the camera is on, she said seductively. Dylan and Bai Lu glanced at each other, then lowered their heads in embarrassment. But the little dog on Bai Lu's lap suddenly barked a little as if laughing with us. Filming resumed after that, but the atmosphere completely changed. In between shots, Bai Lu often glanced at the corner of the room where the little dog was temporarily placed on a soft pillow prepared by the crew. Sometimes, between cut and action, Dylan would stand up and look briefly at the dog, just to make sure he was still there. At one point, while the camera was being set up again, I noticed a little moment that was so warm. Bai Lu sat in her chair, her hair slightly tied up, while Dylan stood behind her, staring at the little dog sleeping on the pillow. He's funny in bed, Dylan said quietly. Bai Lu turned a little. Yeah, like a baby. Try if this dog could talk. He would protest because it is constantly highlighted. Dylan laughed a little. Or maybe he even likes it, just like you. Bai Lu turned her face away, pretending to be busy rubbing the dog's fur. You like to tease, don't you? You are so easily seduced. CK. I almost dropped the clipboard, so I wanted to laugh, but I kept going. That moment was too funny to be disturbed. A few hours later, as the sun began to tilt, the owner of the dog finally appeared, a young woman from the location team. He ran out of the parking lot. Her name is Mimi, she said with a shy smile. Oh, Mimi, yes, Bai Lu said quietly, looking at the little dog who was now sitting sweetly in her arms. I will miss. The owner laughed. He seems to like you too. He was usually afraid of strangers, but he was very close. Dylan stroked Mimi's head once more before being handed back. I think he has good taste, she said lightly. Bai Lu looked at him briefly. Meaning? He means he knows who has a soft heart, Dylan replied, his smile thin but sincere. Bai Lu only shook his head with a small smile. You are. After Mimi was taken away, the atmosphere of the location was quiet for a while. It was like something sweet had just left. But then Dylan sat down in his chair, looked at Bai Lu, and said quietly, later when we finish filming, how about we adopt a dog together? Bai Lu looked at him in surprise. Together? Yeah, I mean we're all in this together, but let's play together. I thought you were going to die, he said quickly, and then nodded. Dylan looked at him for a long time, then laughed quietly. If I really wanted to, would you? The atmosphere between them instantly changed, warm but also making the cheeks of anyone who heard it warm up. Luckily, the director called in time, breaking up that sweet tension. Okay, get ready. The next scene emotional, but still romantic. Let's start from position. I, who was standing not far away, had a chance to see Bai Lu smile a little while rolling her eyes. Look, even the scene knows the atmosphere, he muttered softly. Dylan just laughed again. Later that night, after filming was over, I helped clean up the property. In the corner of the room, Dylan and Bai Lu were still sitting together while checking each other's phones. I could hear a little of their conversation. You were so funny when you called Mimi, Dylan said suddenly. What's funny? It's like talking to a baby. Emang why? You were too. Yes, but if you say it, it sounds different. Very soft. Bai Lu looked at him in surprise, but his face was faintly red. You're very good at making mistakes, aren't you? Dylan smiled casually. No, I'm just being honest. I hurriedly lowered my head, pretending to be busy with the camera cable, even though in my heart I screamed a little. These two have a chemistry that is hard to explain. Maybe that's why Only for Love feels so alive on screen, because even behind the scenes, there are little loves peeking in between their laughter and jokes. A few days after the incident, every time we filmed at the same location, Bai Lu would ask the location crew, Mimi came back today, didn't she? And Dylan, who usually arrives a few minutes later, always pretends to be relaxed but actually waits for the question too. If Mimi comes, you call or me? He said once upon a time. Who can he get? Bai Lu replied with a giggle. Sometimes, even without Mimi, they still carry the same passion, flirting with each other, complimenting each other. And I always felt, even if Mimi didn't show up again, that moment was enough to make the whole crew have sweet memories of the two of them. As someone who has been working behind the scenes for a long time, I often see many drama couples interacting professionally. But Dylan and Bai Lu were different. There is something between them that is natural, not artificial. The way Dylan looked at Bai Lu when he laughed. The way Bai Lu looked down every time Dylan praised without hesitation. It all feels honest. And perhaps, it all started with such a simple thing as a tiny white fluffy dog that appeared out of nowhere, bringing a little nervousness and happiness to the tired middle of the day. Underscore. A few weeks later, as filming was nearing completion, I saw a scene that made me smile again. Dylan came to the location carrying a small bag of puppies. He walked towards Bai Lu, who was conversing with his manager. What is it? Asked Bai Lu. His eyes immediately lit up. This is a small gift, Dylan said as he opened the bag. A tiny light brown puppy peeked out, barking softly. Oh my God! Bai Lu exclaimed spontaneously. You Bai? No. This is my friend's dog. I need an owner who loves animals. I immediately thought of you. Bai Lu was silent for a moment, then looked at Dylan with slightly glazed eyes. Seriously? Dylan nodded. His name does not exist yet. Let the new owner know the name. Bai Lu reached out, holding the little dog carefully. Hello, little. What if the name is Love? He said slowly. Dylan smiled. Very appropriate. Only for love, right? They both chuckled a little, and I who watched from afar felt like witnessing the perfect ending of a story that began with a sweet coincidence. Since that day, whenever I saw Bai Lu coming to the set, she always carried a small bag with a tiny head peeking out of it. Love became a little mascot on our set, and every time Dylan saw it, there was a little smile he couldn't hide. Underscore. As a small staff working behind the scenes, I know I'm just a silent witness. But for some reason, such moments are always a reminder that true warmth sometimes comes from the simplest things. A small dog, a pair of laughter, and two hearts that involuntarily begin to understand each other. And if one day people ask me what was the most beautiful moment during the filming of Only for Love, I will answer without hesitation. Not grandiose scenes, not romantic dialogue in front of the camera, but when Dylan, Wang and Bai Lu laugh together while petting a tiny dog that makes the whole world around them feel softer.